the upcoming tournament. So we've got plenty of tables set out. It is early. Tournament started maybe 15, 20 minutes ago, but plenty of space down here at Hagge's Bar and Grill in Mapleton. If you are playing poker, this is the place to be. Hagge's Bar and Grill, as you can see, a very spacious venue. Great food, obviously great drinks, wonderful staff, and just a really unique bar with a ton of character. Decorations in here are just really makes you feel like you're in a special place. So we're going to look over here at Ben waking up with King Queen suited. Going to raise it up to 36,000. Jared will fold, Eric folds, Jeff folds. Likely see a fold around the table, and Ben just picking up the blinds and antes there.
I win it with one card, what do I get?
You get somebody's stack either on your left or your right. You get the pick.
It is duck season, and Jared's got a couple of them. He is going to raise it to 32,000. Eric shoving all in. Can't imagine Jared risking his entire tournament life on a couple of deuces, but then again, he must think at worst it's a 50-50 coin flip. That's rather at best. At worst, he could be running into a monster and wants nothing to do with that. Won't risk it on a couple of deuces. Todd's going to fold. Patrick most likely folding. Jared king deuce suited. Got a fold and a fold. Over to Jeff. Jeff only 8K to call. He's going to call. Ben with the option. Going to check. And we'll see a flop. Queen 9-6. Jeff getting a piece of that. Also Ben. Ben middle pair. Jeff top pair. Good kicker. Ben will go ahead and fire away for 20,000. Jeff perhaps setting a trap, raising it to 60K. Ben pausing to reassess. Yep, Ben wisely folds middle pair. Jeff takes that one down.
Hey, Brooke.
Hey, Patrick.
How are you, sir?
Oh, good. Beautiful day.
You're going to fold around to Ben. Ben with a couple of tens. Going to just call. Todd with the option. Go ahead and check. And our flop comes 6-5 jack. So this hand we're going to play in the perspective of Ben. What would you do in this position? So we have a couple of checks. Ben sensing Todd might not have gotten a piece of that flop thus far. He's going to fire away. First aggressor, most likely the person who takes it down. But here we see Todd is going to call. So potentially a straight draw. Maybe caught a 5. No, won't do that because he checks. Check, check. See 10-7. Oh, so he did have a straight draw.
I know.
Gutter, but so playing as Ben, we made the right call, and heck, I properly read Todd on what he might have, and that was indeed a gutter. If you're just tuning in on Facebook or YouTube, you are watching the Tournament of Champions for the Dakota Poker Tour's Season X. That's basically the last 2 years of tournaments. Anyone who has won a Dakota Poker Tour event was invited to come and play in our free roll Tournament of Champions. So every player you see here at one point did win a Dakota Poker Tour event. Here we see Jared Strode going all in. Ben will fold over to Todd. Todd shoving all in. And we're going to see them flip them up. Patrick folds. And we got Jared Strode's Queen 9 versus Todd's Pocket 9s. Todd in the lead. Jared just with the Queen as active. Any 9 hitting the board is going to surely destroy Jared's chances of winning this, but our flop comes ace 10 deuce. Gonna need to see a queen and a queen only. That's a jack, queen, and a, oh, that opens up more. King. And that does it. That eliminates Jared Strode. Todd, crippled some time ago, now once again doing what he does best, and that is pulling chips his way. So excellent tournament for Jared. Great showing. Not much you can do. I would have, that would have been the hand that I shove it all in on as well. So it's just the way the cards fell that Todd just ended up having the better hands. So tournament goes on. We are one player less on the table, bringing us down to five-handed. Jeff will fold, Ben. His ace-7 offsuit. I think he did announce call. Well, he raised to 36,000. Todd folds, Patrick folds over to Eric. Eric folds, and that'll allow Ben to pick up the blinds and antes. Once again, we'll take a look at our field that is starting to grow more and more. Oh, we lost our camera angle. All right, here we have a little bit of a hand developing, nothing too crazy, but Todd's going to fire away for 22K. Eric folds, Jeff quickly calls. Actually raises to 55,000. Todd with a measly low pocket pair, 2 overs on the board. Yeah, most likely will not be holding on to those cards. Push them in. Live to fight another day. Patrick with his ace 4 will raise to 41,000. Ben folds. I think that'll allow Patrick to have chips pushed his way. Ben will call in the small blind option on Todd. He's reaching for chips. Will not allow Ben to see a flop at a discounted rate. Says, Bud, you want to play, you pay. It's like a raise to 48,000, and Ben will wisely fold, giving the chips over to Todd. Todd starting to amass a nice little chip stack again. Eric raising it up to 62,000. Ben folds, Todd, Queen 10 folds, Patrick, Ace 4. We'll see what he does here. Fold. Little overview shot of our final table here. And we'll start off. Ben with the action, Ace 5 offsuit. Looks like he's reaching for chips, but it looks like just a call. Oh, it raises to 36,000. Folding over to Eric. Eric going all in. Imagine Eric isn't going all in because his hand is super strong, but perhaps just trying to let Ben know that I'm here and I'm not afraid to throw my chips around. Perhaps wanting to be a little bit of a bully here. Yeah, Eric or Ben maybe not so wisely folding, but not worth it to get into a hand, go to showdown like that, or just with a Queen 5, or Ace 5 rather. So Ben raises it to 36,000. Jeff will call. Flop comes ace, deuce, deuce. Jeff folds. Ben bets 40,000. Jeff immediately folds. Here we see that chip count. Bottom two players have 17 big blinds to play, so fairly, not absolutely comfortable, but no need to rush anything. They have time to, make sure they catch some good cards. Another few orbits around the table, though, without any action from those two, and be starting to need to make some moves. Patrick reaching for chips. Looks like he's raising it up to 60,000. Got a fold over to Ben. Ben re-raising. Re-raising 233. Patrick goes all in. Ben calls. Ace queen versus tens. Patrick's tournament life adds stake. Needs to avoid a queen or an ace, and a queen comes up on the flop. Gonna need a runner or a 10. There's a 5, a 10, and a 5. No, a 10 is the only one that's going to make him survive. And there's the deuce. That does it for Patrick on our Tournament of Champions. I think Patrick can go home tonight and sleep easy knowing he didn't get outplayed. He didn't make any wrong calls. I mean, pocket tens, you can't really ask for more when you're short stacked at the table, and it's time to make a move. You can't wait for much better. Again, you'd rather double up with more chips than continue to go around and be crippled by the blinds and double up maybe to where you originally were. But that's the way she goes. Ben adding to his chip stack. Patrick hopefully taking a little break, sticking around for our kickoff tournament of Season XI going on right now. Looks like we have 5 tables rolling right now. Still plenty of time to come in down to Hagge's Bar in Mapleton. So Ben raises it to 65,000. Todd with pocket tens to call. Todd does call over to Eric for 45,000 more. Call with his pocket fives. Looks like we are 3 ways into the flop. 7-3-2. Todd checks. Eric goes all in. Ben's going to get out of the way. Knowing the flop pretty much blanks for typical ranges of hands you would play, Eric found this as an opportunity to steal a little bit bigger of a pot than normal, as opposed to just picking up the blinds. But we'll see what Todd can read here, what he makes as a decision. If he does call, he's going to be extremely happy to see that he is very much so ahead. Yes, and he does call. Tens versus fives, needs to avoid a 5 and a 5 only. Eric's tournament life at stake here. There's the 10, that seals the deal. Just as a formality, we'll see the river as a deuce. So So great tournament for Eric. Just couldn't quite catch all the cards in his way, but again, he's not going to go home tonight and just wonder what he could have done differently. There wasn't much he could have done. It's kind of what you want. You know, set yourself up with the best possible situation given the cards, and then gamble on your tournament life, which poker is a game of gambling. So he won't lose any sleep over that. Maybe just a little bummed he didn't take it home, but at the end of the day, only one person can survive to the bitter end. And we are now 3-handed. Todd Harfield in the lead, 699,000. Jeff about half that chip stack. But we could certainly see, you know, a little bit of a lull here, knowing no one is at extreme risk of going out right away. They're not super short stacked. Have a little bit of time to play, especially with our blinds at 10, 20K. All three of these players have the luxury of time and enough chips in their stacks rather, to wait for more premium hands. However, we are 3-handed, so again, as I said yesterday, that range does open up a little bit, knowing there's only 3 hands in play as opposed to, you know, up to 9 or 10. But here we see Jeff and Ben getting into a little bit of a showdown here. Ben with his top pair with a pair of 4s. Well, now the queen comes out. Jeff is going to bet basically that queen, and Ben will fold, knowing he's got pretty much nothing compared to what was on the board. But Jeff will take that in as a short stack. Much needed chips coming his way if he wants to extend his tournament life. Todd may need to spill into another seat as he is just lining his chips up along the rail. I'm sure we'll be coloring some chips up shortly. Knowing we're at the 510 range, we'll be coloring up those 1,000. Those gray chips are worth 1,000. We'll probably be coloring those up here soon. Jeff with Queen 9 suited. He's going to raise it up to 50,000. Ben and Todd don't have anything good enough, so Jeff picking up both Todd and Ben's blinds. Again, much needed chips coming his way. Every time he does that, he pulls in 30,000, so long as he's on the button.
Too bad we can do that.
And if you are tuning in on Facebook or YouTube, thank you very much. If you are on YouTube, don't forget to like the video. You can hit that notification bell to be notified of all future upcoming Dakota Poker Tour events. Subscribe as well. Comes up on your news feed there on YouTube. Facebook, same thing. Go ahead, give it a like. You can comment with the other people watching. You can share the video with your friends to make sure they are in the know of what's going on over here at Hagge's Bar and Grill. Ben's going to raise it up to 50,000 here. Todd with the ace, which is generally pretty strong, three-handed, will call. Jeff, 30,000 more to call. I believe he does as well. So we're going to have a nice sized pot here.
Oh, I thought you said 60. That's why I thought he was 10.
And our flop comes ace, 6-3. Todd picking up the ace. Nothing for Jeff or Ben. But Todd checks, Jeff giving a stab at it. Try to keep everyone honest. Todd wondering perhaps if Jeff has a stronger ace. Oh my God, beautiful bluff. Todd did believe he had the stronger ace. So that was an excellent bet. Great bluff by Jeff. You know, to be honest, we don't see too many like bigger bluffs out here on these final tables. At least nothing that comes to mind that was, you know, just an incredible bluff. But that was definitely a good one by Jeff, knowing short stacked at the table, everything counts. He had 3 players in on the flop with a pre-flop raise. So that was I think 150,000 in chips over to Jeff. So a little bit more breathing room. Jeff proving why he is a Dakota Poker Tour champion, because he can make plays like that. At the same time, Todd's fold, I got no qualms about it. I think it was still a good fold despite us knowing he had the best hand at the time. He just doesn't want to be caught in any traps that Jeff and or Ben might lay. So, and being the chip leader, at least the biggest number of chips in front of him, doesn't want to give up that position and get chunked and all of a sudden find himself in last place. Not a whole lot happening there. Could be, again, going down into one of those inevitable poker lulls where players just aren't dealt even halfway decent hands to be able to play, at least to comfortably play. Ben will fold. Todd will call the 10K. And Jeff with the option will actually raise it up to 60,000. Jeff essentially saying, you're not seeing this pot, or rather this flop, for cheap. You're going to have to pay to play. Todd raising it up to 45,000. Over to Jeff. No, Jeff folds. Over to Ben. He'll call for 25,000 more. And our flop comes 10-8 queen. Todd picking up top pair, or middle pair, good kicker. Ben checking. Todd throwing out a bet out there of 70,000. Ben promptly folds. A little bit more action here on our final table. Ben with the bluff for 30,000. Is it large enough to get Todd off of his 9? It's just under half the pot that Ben bet, so to me it just doesn't seem like enough to raise any alarms for Todd. I mean, other than a value bet, but we know that Ben's bluffing, so Todd with a great call with that pair of nines. So Ben getting his hand caught in the cookie jar. Todd swatting it away and saying, those are my chips. Give them here. Say 3 players in on the flop. Comes 8-4-8. No one caught a piece of that. No one has an incredible hand. Jeff did pick up the gut shot straight. There, Ben finally gets a 9. Todd checks, Jeff checks. Ben with the option will go ahead and bet. Bets a measly 30K, half pot, but good enough to get everyone out. There we see Jeff raising it up to 60,000. Ben will fold. Todd either call or fold, and he will fold. And we will move on to our next hand. And we'll take this opportunity again to let you know we do have, it's pretty poor lighting, but we do have another tournament going on currently. Is our kickoff to Season XI of the Dakota Poker Tour. It is underway. We've got 5 tables going right now. Still some time to come on down to Hagge's Bar and Grill in Mapleton, North Dakota. $150 buy-in with the option to add on for an additional $25K. Here we see not much on the flop. Queen 7 deuce with an ace on the turn. We're going to check. River is a 9. That's going to give Todd the advantage here, as if he didn't have it the whole way through. But Todd will bet 20K. Ben folds. Todd will pull chips his way. And looks like we'll just fold, and Jeff, Hate to look down. Nice hand and 2 players fold. The only other 2 players on the table fold. Pocket jiggities, but hey, a win's a win. Gets to keep his big blind, pick up the small blind. Gets to finance his small blind now.
It's queens against kings. Could it slow down because I flopped an ace? And nobody bet after.
Todd folds. Jeff going ahead and folding his Jack 5 suited, looking down at Ben's ace deuce. And it does seem like these players are waiting for more premium hands to play. This current hand, though, is in the making of disaster. Especially if a lot of diamonds come out on that board, we could be seeing a pretty major swing in chips here. And the flop comes queen, 3-8, 1 diamond. We'll need 2 more to the flush, but we're going to check, check, turn. It's a 4 of clubs. Now we know the flush draw is off the table. We'll have a check, check. Turn is an ace. That gives Ben the check mark. He's going to go ahead and fire away. Todd could either call it just to see what he's got or know that, hey, Ben probably has an ace. Caught it on the river. I'll fold. No big deal. Looks like Ben is raising it up to 60,000. Action now on Todd. With queen 10 offsuit. Still have yet to see what Jeff has in his hand, but Todd's sizing up a call. Or potentially even a raise, but I think it's just a call. Yep, he'll call. Jeff kind of snap calls. And we got ourselves a nice little pot. A couple decent hands and 1 little sneaky hand in there. Flop comes 10-6-4. Todd getting top pair, strong kicker. Ben picking up a gutter. Jeff just with 2 strong cards. He's going to fire away, though, for 100,000. It's going to make Ben definitely fold, and Todd's going to have a little decision to make here without him knowing he's ahead in the hand. But Jeff did rep a pretty strong hand, knowing he kind of snap called the initial raise pre-flop. And then Jeff comes firing away with a fairly weak board, firing away for 100,000. A little over half pot, or yeah, it was about the size of the pot. Yeah, Todd's going to call. Jeff, if he does want to win this hand, he'll need now an ace, queen, or jack, opening up his options a little bit more. That king out there is certainly scary for Todd, knowing he's got nothing that can beat a king.
Attention players. This level will end in 1
Todd,
minute.
however, with a jack, will secure this with a straight. Oh, never mind. I don't know how to count a straight.
Randy, lines going up next hand.
Oh, man. Jeff, another great bluff. Wow. That was another more notable bluff, and Jeff Gabb just a little liar. A little dirty little liar there. I'm sure, Todd, if you are going to be watching this back tomorrow or whenever, you got played. Great play to Jeff.
Attention players.
Continuing the story that my hand is strong, and my hand is not just strong, but it's stronger than yours. Certainly the cards that came out on the board helped support the evidence for that story. Yeah, all around, that was a great poker moment. Todd will call the blinds, 20K. Jeff calls in the small blind. Ben with the option will check. Flop comes 7, Jack 6. No one really gets a piece of that one. Turn comes a 2. Ben picking up the only pair on the board. We're going to check around. And the 6 on the river gives Ben the check mark, but he doesn't know that. Neither does Jeff or Todd. But we know that. But we'll see Ben fire away, thinking he might have the best hand. Yep. Ben, after a little bit of a lull, pulls chips in his way. Ben with ace-9 reaching for the yellow chips. Those are worth 25K. Believe it's a bet of 100,000. Todd with Jack 3, most likely going to fold. And yep, he'll fold, and we're going to at least take a look at the rest of our field. Well, not the rest of our field. We are final tabled here, Tournament of Champions. But this is our kickoff to Season 11, Season XI of the Dakota Poker Tour. So very exciting stuff. We're excited to move on into our next season. Season X has been extremely exciting. We've had a bunch of new winners, a lot of past winners of the DPT events, continuing to show why they are, a force on the felts. And here we see Ben waking up to pocket 9s. He's gonna raise it up to 100, or raise to 11,000. It's raised to 110,000. Todd will fold. Jeff will call. Flop comes at 10-4-2. Ben, second pair. Ben gonna put the pressure on Jeff here. There's no hearts for Jeff to rely on to get him out of here. Jeff did pick up the 4 though. So a king or a 4 will allow him to jump ahead. But Ben, very strong bet, 155,000. Certainly a sizable chunk. Worth the pause. Yeah, very smart fold from Jeff. Ben, great play. Absolutely. Todd waking up to ace-jack suited. Nice, strong hand. First to act. I guess the question is, do you want to be super aggressive? Do you just want to call? Do you want to kind of do a min raise? This looks to be probably more than a min raise, maybe 90,000. Jeff calls. Ben gets out of the way. Jeff getting a little bit of a discount on that raise. Not much, but we're going to see a flop. Flop comes king 5-3. Jeff getting a piece of that. Todd not so much. Jeff checks. Todd immediately reaching for chips. I believe this is going to be a bet of 75. He's going to match that stack for 150K. 170? 150? $115,000. Jeff goes all in. Putting the pressure on Todd. God, I'd hate to see this happen to Todd here. It's not the way you want to see him go. He's got absolutely nothing. He's got one over. Oh, and he calls. Oh, no. Todd is not going to be happy knowing Jeff did catch that king. Really just needs an ace and an ace only. He can go runner for the straight. That's not going to do it. Needs a 2 or an ace. Needs a 2 or an ace. Actually, no, that's not going to do it because the 6 is the higher straight. No matter what that took. Wow. Jeff, prior to Jeff and Todd squaring off on this hand, couple moments where Jeff bluffs Todd pretty bad, pretty significantly. And now Jeff catching Todd in a bluff and kicking him out of the tournament. going to give Jeff sole possession of first place. Obviously, we are now heads up. We'll see a chip count here. See what we have going on. Jeff just shy of $1 million. Ben 687,000. Blinds 10-20. Jeff with a commanding lead though. Wow. What a hand there. Todd perhaps getting a little frustrated of continuously losing to Jeff, but Jeff proving why he has earned his seat at this table. This is a Tournament of Champions for Season X, if you're just joining us. Incredible hand there from Jeff, sniffing out the BS that was laid out by Todd, capitalizing and taking him out. So now we are heads up. Now heads up, we could see fireworks. Who knows? Well, we definitely will be. It's just a matter of time. Ben, Queen 8. Typically in a heads-up situation, do you have a high card in your hand, a face card, or 10 or higher? Most likely have the better hand pre-flop. I see a check. This situation here is most likely going to be first aggressor is the one to win it. That's exactly what we see from Jeff. Ben waking up to 7-4 suited. Big call here in the small blind position. Jeff even more of a monster. Of course I'm kidding. We're going to get these chips colored up a little bit just so it's easier for the players to manage their chip stacks. Ben bets 50K. Jeff folds again. Heads up. Oftentimes, first aggressor, no matter who has what, is going to win the hand.
Thank you.
Good opportunity here to thank our tournament staff, all the dealers. There we see James coloring up the players. Thank you to our tournament director, Dana Castaneda, World Series of Poker bracelet winner. Certainly a great experience she brings to the table here at the Dakota Poker Tour. And it looks like we have a raise. Jeff raising to 120,000. Ben looking down at 9-3. On the button, it's going to fold. You're Ben with King 4 suited, raising Jeff. Jeff calls. We'll see a flop Jack 8-3. Jeff catching middle pair. Ben, oh my God. Ben aggressing. Jeff going all in. Ben quickly folding. You know, as a dealer, it's probably very grateful the two players are in the 1 and the 9 seat. Oftentimes when they're in like the 3 and the 7 way across the table, it can be a little inconvenient, but this just makes for absolutely picture perfect showdown. So blinds are up. It's like 20-44 or 20-40. And we'll go to a flop. Ace 7 Jack. Turn is a 6. Jeff will check. Ben checks. River 10. Jeff being the, they checked. Jeff with the higher kicker will win that pot. And if you're just joining us on Facebook or YouTube, thank you very much for doing so. We are playing for a $1,500 World Series of Poker package. So either Jeff or Ben going to come away off to the World Series of Poker, and will be bringing their talents to that next level, getting some real world or big time experience, bringing it up to the next level on their poker experience. Going off to the World Series of Poker in Vegas. That's coming up here in about a month, actually less than a month, mid-October.
We each had aces, and then like aces and twos, I went up three. And so yeah, I'm the sixth kicker in the
Jeff looking down at Jack 7. Ben with the ace. That's generally going to be a stronger hand. He's going to go all in. Jeff promptly folds. No need to double Ben up on a hand like that. Jeff with the commanding chip lead. Just as we saw last night. Don't mean to bring back any fresh scars, but Ashley Hofdahl with the commanding chip lead starts calling all-ins that somewhat questionable, but not mostly questionable, and then finds herself knocked out, crippled, forced to go all in. She's got almost nothing, knocked out. Jeff not making that mistake here. Obviously, it all depends on the cards too. So a lot of the hands we saw last night with Ashley calling all-ins, they were coin flips, and when it does get down to a final table, down to the last three, oftentimes that's all you can really ask for and hope the coin flips go your way. But Jeff avoiding the coin flip altogether, waiting for the right time to go all in. Maybe when Ben is crippled a little bit more, Jeff has the luxury of allowing or just having Ben get crippled from the blinds to the point where Ben's back will be up against the wall eventually. As we see here, Ben is all in. Jeff, World Series of Poker, $1,500 tournament package on the line. Just folds. Again, not the time. Just because he's got a queen doesn't mean it's should call. Jeff trying to avoid a seesaw effect of the ups and downs, just trying to stay up. But we will see a flop, 4-10-4. No one gets a piece of that. Ben in the lead with his 9 kicker. We're going to check. Turn is an 8. Again, Ben still in the lead. A lot of outs for Jeff, though. With the river being an ace, they're just going to check it down. And actually, with that ace, end up splitting the pot, so not much going on there. Ben perhaps just a little happy that chips were not moving away from him yet again towards that monster chip stack that Jeff has accumulated in front of him.
We're right at the first ball. It's a 1 minute warning. When that goes off for the 1 minute warning, the blind goes.
And Jeff with the luxury of being able to throw away his blinds like it wasn't nothing. Throws it over to Ben, says, here, finance your next blinds. Ben looking down at 8-4. Would expect a call, but not a raise. Maybe a fold, but yep. See, this is why, heads up, you really shouldn't wait for premium hands, because oh boy, Ben flops trips. You're just gonna check, wait for Jeff to fire away. Jeff all tournament, or at least this whole time, heads up. First aggressor generally is the one to win. So Jeff, knowing that, it's going to be the first aggressor here. Ben is just thinking, how do I get the maximum payoff? Is it a call? Is it a raise? I think the call was a good, it was the best play to get maximum value. Jeff was absolutely nothing. He's going to check. The only thing Ben really should do here is bet. He's going to go all in. There's no way Jeff does anything with this. His hand is the board. So, yep, Jeff going to fold. Ben, much needed chunk of chips out of Jeff's stack. Ben definitely getting the most value out of that hand. Essentially hoping Jeff would have caught something on the river. Most likely knowing his trip eights is going to be the best. Jeff with Jack 7 going to call. Ben 8-5, most likely just going to check. And we'll head to the flop. Flop comes at 6 deuce 10. No one catches a piece of that flop. There's the 7. That gives Ben an open ender. Jeff does catch the pair of 7s, which means Jeff bets. Ben calls. The river's a 9. Oh, man. Ben rivers the straight. He's going to throw out 125,000. Can Jeff get off this one? Basically, Ben very quickly calculating, can he bring Jeff to Value Town? Cannot. Jeff sniffs it out. 7's no good. Live to fight another day. However, Ben just keeps chunking Jeff before Mr. Gab knows it. Ben could be tied with him. At least have a very close chip stack. Ben, pocket 8s. Nice little hand here. Potential to in the makings for a nice hand here. Oh my. Ben raising it up to 175,000? Nonetheless, Jeff had nothing. He's going to fold. So we've got a very respectable heads-up match between Ben and Jeff. Had some bluffs. Had some good value raises. Some wins, whatever. Nice little matchup we have between Jeff and Ben, proving why they belong here in the Tournament of Champions. I'm sure neither one, it's either win or lose it all. There is no prize for second place. First place winning a $1,500 World Series of Poker package. If you want to play in a tournament like this, a Tournament of Champions, you have to play in a Dakota Poker Tour event and win. When's our next event? It's today. It's going on right now. We're at Hagge's Bar out in Mapleton. There's time to get in to our kickoff of Season XI. Not a whole lot going here. And we are going to take a little break, give the players a chance to stretch their legs, maybe use the restroom, get some fresh air outside. We'll be back after this for the conclusion of Tournament of Champions of Season X. $1,500 World Series of Poker package on the line. We'll see you all after the break. And poker fans, welcome back to the conclusion of our Tournament of Champions. It's a heads-up match between Ben Armbrust and Jeff Gabb. Ben from Fargo, Jeff coming all the way from Dickinson. Was our champion from our Fat Fish tournament many months ago. Some of you guys might remember making the drive, and now final table, heads up. Chance to win a $1,500 World Series of Poker package. Second place, nothing. And they might be able to buy into our other tournament that's currently going on. It is our kickoff to Season XI of the Dakota Poker Tour. Jeff, Queen 7, Ben, Queen 5. Hits his 7 on the flop. Jeff bets. Ben folds. Jeff wins. That's a near extreme close-up right here. You know how much we love our extreme close-ups here at the DPT. There's the man driving the graphics and the videos, Mr. Goose. Thank you very much for all the hard work you put in for us to make sure this Dakota Poker Tour runs smoothly and everything is brought to you online on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you to those who are tuning in. Obviously, we'll get back to the action now. Jeff, not much going on there. Jeff with just over $1 million. Ben about half. Blinds are at 30-60. 30-60,000. So Ben, again, still has some luxury of time and a decent enough chip stack to where he does have the time to find some good hands, some good back and forth, but Jeff definitely is in kind of the driver's seat. All it takes, though, is one all-in, and we have a flip-flop. Ben would be up in that 1.1 million chip range. Jeff would be down to where Ben is, so certainly makes for an interesting story here. Jeff calls in the small blind. Ben will check. Flop comes 3, king, queen. Jeff cards are currently a mystery, which is totally fine. We'll get to play this in point of view of Ben. Ben will fire away for 100,000. Jeff calls. Very interesting. Oh my God, Ben hits 3 on the river. Ben's all in. Jeff, 382,000 to call with double Ben up. Now, is this the time? Now, we don't know Jeff's hand. Not good enough. Or he's going to fold. Okay. Evening up the chip stacks now. Much needed chunk of chips off of Jeff.
September with 18 aces.
But I think both aces.
Here,
No,
not much going on. Just a
exactly.
little back and forth action. There will eventually come a time where it's blinds are high enough, and it's just basically going to be all in or nothing. Either all in or nothing. And that's when we start seeing some fireworks. So, but for now, until that happens, Jeff looking down at ace-3 offsuit. Most likely ace in your hand, heads up, is going to be good. And Jeff is going to raise it up to 150,000 over to Ben, 90,000 to call. Ben willing to let the chips go and going to see, you know, at least see a flop. Flop comes 9, king, 7. Ben will check, option to Jeff, all in. Ben is going to fold with absolutely nothing, obviously. Here you see our heads up action. Ben in the 1 seat, Jeff in the 9. Nice and easy reaches for the dealer. $1,500 World Series of Poker package on the line, so knowing that there's no prize for second place, kind of a little bit more on the line, you know, knowing you could have spent all this time invested into this tournament, and then in one hand you lose, you're out, and you've won absolutely nothing. So we're going to see a flop here between Jeff and Ben. So flop comes deuce 3 jack. Ben bets, Jeff folds. Neither Ben nor Jeff showing much weakness here on our final table. Jeff early on making some hero plays, some amazing bluffs, great calls. Ben also obviously made it here by making great plays as well. So a couple of checks down. Ace of hearts on the river. It's going to give Ben the check mark. They're just going to check it down, though. Just going to check it down. Ben's going to pull in a minimum pot. And they'll both live to see another hand. And Jeff waking up with a couple of pocket jiggities. Jeff definitely hoping Ben has at least a playable hand here, but he's just going to call. Options on Ben. Certainly dangerous now for Jeff should Ben have an 8 and a deuce come out, or even two of them. Okay, Ben flopping a gutter. Ben checks. Jeff goes all in. Could probably predict the outcome of this. Ben's not going to risk his entire tournament life on a gut shot, and that's the best he can do. So, as we probably predicted, Ben folds, Jeff wins it. You know, you'd like to get it all in, see him a call with pocket jacks, but it's just not going to happen. All right, we got a check. Pre-flop raise to 160 just to get some chips flowing. Ben betting 125,000. Jeff all in. Ben will fold. Oh, wow. Quite an incredible string of events there just to get that pot for Jeff. A little bit of aggression, but then putting the brakes on right away. Okay, could have an interesting development here. Nope. Jeff, great hand. Ben, not so much. Unless we see this into a flop, but I can't see that happening. With Ben only having 9-7 with 90K to call, which should be a pretty significant percentage of his stack. Yeah, wisely folds. Live to see another day. Ben's going to need to be careful, though, not to get too low. With our blinds at 30 and 60, it's a pretty good percentage every single hand. Can't let Jeff just keep on winning. Flop will come Jack 5-3, Jeff hitting his 3. Gonna check. 6 of diamonds, so Ben now getting his 6. Ben, oh, Jeff all. Ben goes all in. Jeff folds. Here we go. Ben's all in. Jeff folds. Definitely a hand that Jeff had the potential to call with. Yep, we're at that point where Ben's low enough to where it's going to be an all in or nothing. Nonetheless, Jeff folds. Going to see another hand. You can kind of sense it in the air, though. It's time for an all in or nothing. All right. All it takes, though, right now is for Ben to get a string of blinds coming his way, and he's all of a sudden getting a more of a sizable chip stack compared to Jeff. So Ben calling in the small blind. 6-5, Jeff's 9-6, both offsuits. We're going to see a flop here.
You had 30 out there already. That I did see. And then you stacked 30 as well. Good.
Jeff with the optional check. Flop comes at 6-10 king. Jeff with the advantage with that higher kicker. Yeah, Ben goes all in. Jeff calls. Nope. Doesn't call. Jeff folds. Just not good enough. He's not ready to pull the trigger. Totally fine. 2 overs. Has bottom pair. Middle kicker. Totally fine. Jeff knowing he is in the driver's seat. But Ben wanting to drive the car. Yelling from the back, are we there yet? Can I be chip leader? Jeff calling, Ben checking. Ben catches a piece of this flop. Nope, Ben's just going to check. Jeff most likely going to be aggressive here. He's going to bet. Ben will fold. Jeff pulling chips his way. Every time Jeff steals Ben's blinds, it's definitely worse for him than it is for anyone else. So Ben hoping to catch a little bit of a hand here, hoping to obviously double up is the ideal thing, the only thing he can do. Needs to double up, swing the momentum his way, make Jeff go all in, and then bam, all of a sudden Ben, Season X Tournament of Champions winner, wins the $1,500 prize, World Series of Poker prize package. But we still have chips in front of both players, which means the outcome is not determined.
Attention players. This level will end in 1 minute. After that, a 10-minute break.
205,000. One went all in. 9 calls.
Ben's all in. We have a call. Ben's King 9 versus Jeff's Queen Jack. Flop comes 3-8 deuce. 3 diamonds. Not looking good for Ben. Jeff wins this. He is going to take home the $1,500 prize World Series of Poker prize package. And a 5 on the river. That's going to do it. It's going to do it for Ben to double up. It's not going to do it, but this is the swing that Ben needed.
Please stop play at the end of the current hand.
Wow, incredible hand for Ben. Just winning with the high card. Doubles up off Jeff. Now Jeff crippled. Jeff now back against the wall. Not feeling so comfortable anymore.
Queen of diamonds, 3 diamonds on the flop. And Jack is 3, 5. No excitement on the turn. One of those things. I got to double up about 3 times. A lot of people are like, "Some days they're set up and they're going to
Jeff going all in with his ace-7. Ben folding. Jeff needing a double up here. Ben will call. Jeff going all in. This could be it. We'll see what Ben does here. Ben now in the driver's seat, not wanting to double Jeff up, just like what happened to him. Ben very familiar with the position he was just that Jeff finds himself in. And we do have an all-in in the call. This could be it. Jeff in the lead here with his queen 3 over Ben's jack 6. Jeff needing a queen or a 3, but preferably the queen. Flop comes 8, 9, king. Jeff still in the lead. Another 8. Needs to avoid a jack, a 6, or a 9. And it's an 8. Jeff will double up off of Ben. We're going to continue on here. Continue to scrap and fight. Jeff says that no, I'm the one who drove the furthest. All the way from Dickinson. I'm not going to go down that easy. I want to be able to write home and say, Ma, Pa, I won. I won the 1,500. It's a World Series of Poker prize package, that is. So, wow, we've got a great heads-up match. Arguably the best of all time, at least in the Dakota Poker Tour history. It's a excellent matchup between two former champions, Jeff Gabb, Ben Armbrust. Thank goodness we're capturing this on video. Otherwise, no one would believe what happened here today.
Oh, you got 8 Jack? Slow rolling through there.
Well,
Good
slow
thing I
play.
folded.
I didn't slow rolling. Slow play.
Good thing I pulled it. Right on the side. Ace came out. He didn't raise it. Four-handed. That's.
Ben going all in with his ace-9. Jeff definitely not going to stick around with that 7-4 offsuit. Third worst hand in the game.
No shamble. Yep, there you go.
All right, nothing but fireworks. The last half hour, 45 minutes, even up to an hour. This final table, Jeff and Ben scrapping it out, trying to be the winner of the $1,500 World Series of Poker package. Second place gets absolutely nothing, not even a badge of honor. So, going to continue on. Ben bets, Jeff folds. We shall continue on here. So again, if you didn't join us last night, we had the conclusion of the DPT Season X main event championship, where by the time we started broadcasting, Cody Slusher had already mathematically won. He'd won the championship, winning $1,500 World Series of Poker package. Another one being sent out then. It was a difference of 20 points or $20 over the course of 21 events that Cody Slusher beats Brandon Dosh. Quite an incredible story. Congratulations again to Cody Slusher. Brandon Dosh, very consistent player. We're most likely back to our action here. Most likely going to see Jeff call, or actually raise. So we're going to see a little something. Raises to 230,000. Ben folds. Weak hand 8-3. We are going to see blinds being raised.
1 minute. Please take your seats and prepare to play.
Nope, that was an announcement for a break from our first event of Dakota Poker Tour's Season XI, currently going on right now. I think we have 6 tables rocking, and we will be live streaming that. Once it gets down to our probably final 2 tables, we'll be live streaming, bringing you all the action from tournament number 1, Dakota Poker Tour Season XI. Ben looking down at Queen Jack suited. He's going to raise it up. Jeff folds. It's the most even chip stacks we've had all day between these two.
The registration period on this one is
20 minutes. Still got time.
even get 30. Can I get 30?
450 to get in. It's cheap.
You hear Jeff looking down at ace 5.
450 to get in. Third only pays 5.
Generally, it's kind of an unwritten rule at this point. We are going to be going all in or nothing.
That was live. The last time I'm like, I hope I'm not.
Essentially, you got to know that if you're going to play this hand, you have to be willing to take it to showdown. Does your 2 cards have showdown value? And oftentimes that could just mean having an ace in your hand. Albeit it's preferred to have an ace with a 10 or higher kicker, or even a pocket pair. You are taking a great lead over your opponent.
Just the cards you want. Oh, look at the way the 8's have been hitting the board. That's the first pair I've seen. Like one over. I lived once on your jacks. That was the only other pair. I was hoping you would make the move. Oh, yeah, it's just 4 hot. Just check.
Have our next tournament starting up again. We were just on break. Here we see a sizable field. Many notable players out there. Too many to even mention. There's Hagge's bar, beautiful bar. Perhaps we'll pan over there after this hand.
Attention players. The blinds have changed. The small blind is 300, and the big blind is 600. And the ante is 600.
Here we'll see Ben looking down at 9-7 suited. He's going to call Jeff. Beautiful hand with the option going all in. Ben. I think I heard him say, yeah, sure.
I think I'm in trouble this time.
Yeah, sure is as good. We do have an all in the call. This could be it. Jeff Gabb's ace king versus 9-7. Flop comes at 9 or 10. Jack 7. Ben catching the 7. Turn is an 8. Oh my goodness. So with that, does that mean? I think that does mean that Ben wins. We're going to do an official count. Just doing an official count. Wow, and that does it. Congratulations. Well-fought tournament from Jeff. Eliminated in 2nd place, winner of absolutely nothing, Ben Armbrust. going to win $1,500 World Series of Poker prize package. Wow, stay tuned for a little interview with the winner. We'll do some pictures, then we'll be taking a break. But for now, we'll take a 5-minute break or so, get set up for an interview with the winner, Ben Armbrust of Fargo, North Dakota. See you all on the other end. Welcome back with the conclusion of our Tournament of Champions. I'm here with our winner, Ben Armbrust, out of Fargo, correct? Okay. What DPT tourney allowed you to qualify for this Tournament of Champions?
The Blue Goose tournament out of the Mapleton VFW.
Okay, very well. So yeah, everyone that you saw here tonight was a previous champion of a Dakota Poker Tour tournament. So that is how Ben got here. You too can be a part of that if you win a Dakota Poker Tour event. So Ben, describe your experience battling Jeff Gabb, a very formidable opponent, to eventually beat him heads up.
Oh, it was tough. We went back and forth for quite a while. It's probably the longest heads up I've played in a tournament that I can remember. I hit some hands, he hit some hands. It was just a tough battle.
Yeah, it was a very entertaining battle back and forth, and I said arguably one of the best heads-up battles of all time in poker. But on that last hand, you kind of just said, why not? Were you kind of just getting tired or just ready to gamble?
Kind of both. Basically, I was hoping I was live, and I was, and I ended up hitting my card.
Absolutely, any two cards can win. So you said, whatever. Maybe I win the $1,500 prize package. Maybe not to the World Series. Have you ever been?
I have not been.
Okay, well, congratulations. You now get to go to the World Series of Poker, a huge accomplishment. Yeah, so congratulations, Ben.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you later. That brings it to a conclusion on our Tournament of Champions. We'll be back later tonight when we have our Season XI of the Dakota Poker Tour kicking off right now. We'll be back for the conclusion of that tournament. Thank you all for tuning in here at Hagge's Bar in Mapleton. We're tuning out for now.